Hey guys, Shadow here, and today we are going to be playing Path of Exile. So, I've been playing this game for roughly a month, and I'm stuck. So I'm going to make this series while I try to get unstuck in my main game. So, as you can see, my main character is a level 33 Shadow, and I'm weak. I bleh. So we're gonna ignore that for now. We're going to create a new character.
Attention,
So
prisoners! For your crimes against Ariath, you have been exiled to the forsaken continent of Wraeclast. The Magisters of Ariath are merciful and have granted all exiles one weapon. Choose wisely. Ariath has bestowed a gift upon you, a chance to redeem your crimes, a new life. Do not squander it.
okay, that guy was odd. So what do we have? We have what are you? You're a witch?
They were right to fear me. If only they had listened to their cowardice. Had they not taken my home with fire, I would not have taken their children.
Don't care.
Now I'm banished
Duelist.
to
He had it
Wraeclast.
coming. Was I supposed to bear such insults with inaction simply because of his high birth? That lord sang a different tune with 6 inches of steel in his guts.
Sounds fun,
Now they
but
call me
maybe
a
not.
criminal for
Templar.
defending my
I
honor.
fought, wept, and bled for God and the Order. I would have died for my Templar brothers, every single one. And how do they reward my piety, my devotion? They exile me to the land of the damned, to Wraeclast.
Shadow,
A
no, we're
simple
not
job,
gonna
I
play
was
Shadow.
told.
I am a warrior. I was born to fight, raised to defend my tribe. Now, I have been taken from my people, chained and exiled by cowards who fear death. Death is my brother.
Ranger.
Can't own a
Alright,
life. Not a deer's, not a rabbit's,
shut up.
not mine. Every soul has a birth.
So the different classes, the witch is obviously a spellcaster. The duelist is a combination of strength and dexterity, I do believe. The ranger is all dexterity. The warrior dude is all strength. The shadow is dexterity and magic, and the templar is magic and strength. So uh, all of these different elements come into play as to what your build is most likely to be, and as to what kind of weapons you're going to use. So, I think that I want to be able to mush things with my strength, but at the same time, I also want to be able to burn their bodies. So, let's go with this.
I fought, wept, and bled for
Name.
God and the Order. I would have died for my Templar brothers, every single one. And how do they reward my piety, my devotion? They exile me to the land of the damned, to Wraeclast. I know now that my brethren are merely God's tools. He has given me this path to walk, so I shall muster my strength and my power, and my faith. It is my shield against the darkness to come.
Shaman Man. That's what we're going to call him. So, now we go off into the world of the Path of Exile. Excuse me, I cannot talk. I don't know why. And I'm hurt. Get up! Get up, get up, get up. Get up before you get hit by lightning. Ooh, I got a thing.
We're all that made it. They dumped 24 of us exiles off that ship. Guess that makes us the lucky ones. Luckier than this poor bastard beside me, at any rate.
Alright, he's dead. He got knocked by a zombie. What the fuck?
Even death gives no solace in this tortured land.
So, to show items on the ground, you usually have to press Alt, but you can actually set it so that way you always show items on the ground. That is something that is very useful. And let's see what we just picked up. Glacial Hammer. Cold damage, frozen. Ooh. Sounds fun. So the way that skills are used in this game is they're provided by these gems, and each gem has different capabilities. For instance, this is a cold melee skill, and you can see that up at the very top under Glacial Hammer. And it uses 11 mana. The damage effectiveness is 125%, so it's going to do an extra 25% more damage than your normal attack. And then there are a whole bunch of different percentages that you can see and so forth. And the way you equip these is you put them into a slot. Red gems go into red slots, green gems go into green slots, blue gems go into blue slots. Seems very simple. So the way that you move is you just click, and if you want to, you can drag, and you'll move around that way. To attack, you just click on an enemy. We have over here, nothing. We have over here. What's this? It's a rock. So you just wail on that a few times, and it dies. And this is where every character starts out. Different characters gain different. Different characters get different abilities or different weapons at the very start. And if you want to, you can equip 2 weapons at once. If you don't want to, you cannot do that. It's all up to you. So I was just low on health, so I just used one of my health flasks. Now, this game plays very similarly to Diablo 2, in the sense that you have flasks, potions for health and mana, but one of the key differences is that your flasks are never used up. Instead, they have charges, and whenever you kill an enemy, you get a charge, or you kill a certain amount of enemies, you will get a charge that will allow you to fill up the flask. This is very useful, especially whenever you end up going into a group of enemies and you just mow them all down and get a whole bunch of health charges out of it. So, we're just going to wander around, kill these guys for a little bit. Hopefully find some better weapons or something. I did pick up... Oh yes, and if you have... Ooh, those are good. If you have an open slot on your person, you will end up getting greaves or shield or armor or something, and it will go straight into that slot, which is useful at the beginning. You don't really have to worry about it towards the end.
A vast virus database has been updated.
And that's because my oh, what's it called? My antivirus just decided to annoy me. I hate my antivirus sometimes. Die. Oh, I'm dying. So if you look down at the very bottom, it's a bit difficult to see, but you'll see this bar down here. That is your experience bar. You kill monsters, you get experience. You know, the usual thing. And once you level up, you will get a passive skill point. Something like that. And we're going to take a look at that in a minute whenever I level up. But first we have to open these chests. Ooh, scrolls. This is very much a game for hoarders, just so you know.
It would seem my god has no need for my company just yet.
Alright, so we're going to go and take a look at the passive skill. So, don't be afraid when you first see this. Terrifying, isn't it? That's not even all of it. That's, yeah. This is a massive thing, but trust me, when you get down and look at it, it's not that bad. So, what we have here are different skills that we can use. And these nodes here are the different starting points. This is for, these are all sectioned off into attack slash mana slash whatever. So up towards top we have magic. Down on this side we have strength, and over here we have dexterity. So the shadow, since it does magic and dexterity, starts off right here. The Templar, which has magic and strength, starts off here, and then the Duelist, which has strength and dexterity, starts off here. Now, these don't matter too much. If you start off here, you can go all the way across here. It's going to take more skill points to do so, but it is possible. But you do want to plan out what you want to do carefully. So, what do I want to do? Do I want to... Ooh, mana regen rate. That's useful. Or do I want to wail on things harder? Well, let's see. Let's get more mana, or at least faster regen rate, because that'll be useful. And something that is worthwhile to note, even though you are in the skill tree menu, the game will not stop. So you don't want to check out your skills while in the middle of combat. That's the reason why I kind of wandered off to the side, so that way I made sure I wasn't getting wailed on by anything. Now, if you look on the on the right side, you will see a small progress bar and a red gem. That is your gem's current experience level. You see, the more experience you get with gems equipped, the more they will level up as well, and they will get stronger as well. So it's a very useful system, although it is not a good idea to always level up your gem. There are some gems that will take up a large amount of your mana if you level them up too much, and they just kind of become useless. So this is leveled up enough. If we click this button, it will go up to level 2. If we don't click the button, it'll just sit there, or we can right click it and it'll just bugger off and we won't really see it there anymore. But let's level it up, since we're going to need as much strength as we can. As much strength as we can get. Let's see. What do I have here? What the fuck? Oh. Well, currently, nothing too big has happened. Except for him. Well, that's not good. Hit him! Hit him hard! Now, I'm out of mana, which isn't a good thing, because I can't use my skill anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run around in a circle. He's slow, so he can't hit me very easily. All I have to do is run around, wait for my mana to grow back, and then I can do this a few more times. And your character will tell you, hey, I don't have enough mana, or I shouldn't be doing this in this area right now, so your character will give you feedback. He just pulled a sword out of himself. That's not good. Well, looks like I'm using a mana flask. Beat him! Beat him with your stick! I killed him. Alright, so let's get these items. So you'll notice that some of these items have blue text, some of them have white. The items with blue text almost always have, in fact they always do, have a magical aspect to them. So, you know, if we could have a wand, ooh, that has high quality. We could have a wand that's it's just a normal wand, it just increases spell damage. Or we could have this, which we can't, it's unidentified, but we can use a Scroll of Wisdom to identify it. And now we see that it also has an increase to maximum mana and fire resistance, so that's very useful. It's usually a good idea to identify all of your items before you do anything with them. Usually, there are some exceptions that we will get to. So, enter town. You have killed Hillock, whatever. Enter town for your reward. So, let's go into town. How do we get in? This way. So, what we're about to enter, is the first town. It's small and dinky, but my frame rate has dropped. But you will end up doing quite a bit here. You'll get a few decent weapons from the vendors and so forth. So let's talk to this person.
I know you. The blasphemer. That's what my father called you. God saw fit to drown my father, and everyone else I ever loved. I wonder what fate he has in store for you. I'm Nessa, and I suppose I should thank you for ridding us of Hillock, that putrid giant you felled out there. You know, back in Oriath, I was taught that God loved me. He has a funny way of showing his love, doesn't he, Templar? Lionel's watch isn't much, but it's...
So, every character will be given different dialogues. Because I'm a Templar, I've got a different dialogue than I would as a Shadow. As a Shadow, she basically said, "Okay, you're an assassin. I need your help," and stuff like that. So you'll see that we got a quest. We have to find a medicine chest. Well, as you can see, there are points on this map, and these are important. This is where we start off. This is where we are now. And this is where the current mission objective is. So if we click different buttons, we can get... Wait, no, that's not the current mission objective. That's the next area we can go to. I'm sorry. But I will show you what the current mission objective looks like whenever we get to that point. So, let's see. I don't really want to use a two-handed weapon. Yeah. So let's sell this. So whenever you first start off, you're going to end up selling a lot of stuff. That's the main point of this game. Sell stuff, get stuff in return, and keep them and use them for later use. Go to the stash. Now you'll see all of these things. The stash is shared between your players, and this can be useful. Say you have an item for... Let's say you have a red item, and you want your warrior to use it, but you don't... But you're... Alright. Sorry. Well, that's been edited out. I just completely knackered that. So, say you get a red gem, which usually requires strength. You know, if you look at these, it requires 15 strength. Well, a shadow might not necessarily be able to use that. However, a marauder will, or a Templar. Marauder? Would a marauder use it? Yes. So you'd be able to store this in your stash, and then be able to equip it to your whichever other character you have. Now, it doesn't matter where you place your items. You can place where you place your gems. You can place your gems in the weapon. You can place them in your armor. It doesn't make a difference as to what the skill does. It does, however, make a difference as to when the skill will appear. You can see that we have two different equipment slots. We have one here, which will have our hammer or mace and our shield, and then we'll have one here that we could have bow and quiver. Now, as you'll notice down here, we have Glacial Hammer while on the first loadout, but on the second loadout, we don't have it. But we still have our sweep. That's because the armor itself doesn't change. So the skill is always there. And unfortunately, since I have nothing equipped there, I'm not going to be able to do anything too fancy special. So, how about we go and look for somebody that we can buy a bow or something from. Let's go talk to this guy.
Fine work with Hillock. Where'd you learn to fight like that? No, don't tell me. We exiles have no history. Dominus took it from us the moment his blackguards dumped us in the water out there. Just live or die now.
So, we are dumped here by a group of people called blackguards. And they are the main bad force in this game, so far as I can tell. So, our reward for killing Hillock are these 3 skill gems. So, do we want magic? Spark can be useful. Ice Nova, I don't much care for. Ground Slam, that's AoE. Something you have to keep in mind whenever you get whenever you get skill gems is, do you have the slots for it? Because if you don't, you probably don't want to try for that. So, I'm gonna save that red slot. Let's go with Spark, and we'll equip that there. So now we have a new quest. No, I don't. Oh, it states that the quest has been finished. Alright. Sorry about that. Wasn't paying too much attention. Wait,
Welcome.
I was talking to you for a reason. Let's see, what do we want to buy? Do we want a bow? Or do we want something a little more stabby? Two-handed sword. Ah, my voice is gone. That's a one-handed sword? That's a big one-handed sword. Requires dexterity, though. Let's see. What else do you have? Do you have, like, a... What do you have? I kind of want something that can squish things. Something fast and squishy. Not squishy, but makes things go squish. Well, that requires strength. Let's see. That increases strength. That's something you always want to look for, is what does it do? This increases strength, but this has increased damage. Strength or damage? I'm gonna go with strength. So we'll put that there. So as you can see, since it's two-handed, this spot has been grayed out. We cannot put an item here without removing this item. So now I'm running around with a giant stick in my hands.
A tyrannical Templar, to be tested and tempered in the straits of Wraeclast. That's the first line of the poem I'm writing about you, exile. There's an island, a hop, skip and a wade offshore.
This guy is insane, but he is useful. He's basically told me where to find the medicine chest that Nessa's looking for. So what we have to do is we have to go up to this question mark, which we haven't been to, that's why it's a question mark, and then to here. You'll notice this golden gear looking thing. That is how you can tell what your current quest objective is, where it is, and so forth. You can even see here some more details about it. So my character has decided that he is going to slide around a little bit. That's odd. So there's one other thing in this town that's important, and that's this. This is a waypoint. And waypoints are so useful that you will be sad if you cannot find one. Waypoints are used in between places in the game to teleport from one area to another or to teleport back to town. This is especially useful whenever you have filled your inventory, which is rather small, with a whole bunch of items. Then you have to run all the way back, and that's just pain. If you don't have a portal spell on you or the skill, you're kind of screwed. So, having said that, do we have any portals? No.
Be careful.
I will once you give me a portal. So, usually the way that you have to buy things is you have to click it and drag it and then drop it here. Or if you want to, you can press Control and click, and it'll immediately put it here. You can do the same thing with selling items, and this is something that I didn't learn until I was actually surprisingly far into the game, at least into the first difficulty level of the game. So let's go mush something with my new weapon. Now there are a decent number of...
My nightmares, they were prophecy.
Well, that's interesting. There are a few loading screens, but they don't take that long, so it's not something to worry about. So, another thing that you want to keep an eye on is you open up the world panel, which you can press U if you want, or you can go down there. We are currently here. Our mission objective is here, so logically, we should head to the right. So if we keep to the right along this coastline, we should end up getting to a point where we can go to area, and that's where we should go if we intend to finish that quest. And I have been surrounded, and I'm hurting. That's a useful skill. I've never used that skill before, but I can already see it's very useful. So let's heal a little bit. Well, time for a bit of magic. This is the spark skill. It kind of does its own thing. It's not very powerful in the beginning, but when you get later in the game, it becomes very useful, especially when combined with support gems, which is something that we will talk about later in the game. But for now, I'm going to wander around, get myself leveled up some, and then we will return next episode and show you how to complete the first mission. So until next time, we will see you guys later. Me and my character. We'll see you guys later.